Hello guys. So chapter 2, basic UI. Now that you have built your first Shiny app in chapter 1, we are going to focus on the front end of your applications, the user interface. So there are two different components, inputs and outputs. So if we were to visualize, again, there's a UI on the left and server on the right. The UI is the front end of your applications, and the server is the back end, right? So again, we're going to focus on UI, right? And there are two different components, inputs and outputs. Okay, so inputs are ways to capture different types of inputs, and outputs um, are ways to display different types of R outputs. All right. So Hadley, in the textbook, Hadley focuses on the basic functions that are built into the R Shiny package, but he also show us the where we can find it. Here's a link to the extension packages. So in other words, there are a lot more ways we can do this beyond the basic functions we're learning in the textbook. All right. So this awesome Shiny extensions. If you go to this GitHub webpage, if you scroll down, there are many extension packages in different areas of Shiny. But there's UI components. There are many more ways we can do this. But again, we are going to focus on basic functions that are included in the R Shiny package. So here, on the left-hand side, we have a table for inputs. Right-hand side, we have another table for outputs. So on the far left, types of data, right? So if you want to capture free text, what kind of functions we could use? There's a list. And then you want to capture numbers. How do we do that? Dates, limited choices. You want to upload. You want to allow the users to upload your files. Action buttons, right? So there are different types of functions for different purposes. So if you read the description here, for example, so for free text types, right? We have three different built-in functions here: text input, password input, text area input functions. So text input is for small amounts of text. Password input is obvious, it's for passwords. And text area input is appropriate for paragraphs of text, right? So I have a summary here. The thing about outputs, right? So there are three different types of outputs here: text, tables, and plots, right? So we have two different functions um, for outputs here. So for example, the text output, we have text output function paired with render text function. So text output is a function that we have in the UI on the front end to display the text output. The render text is a function that we have on the server side to produce text output. All right. Um, Likewise, we have a verbatim text output function paired with render print function. So verbatim text output is the function to display text output on the UI side, and render print function is a function to produce the text output in the backend, the server side, right? So they're both for the text output. But for text output, the text output function is for combining the result into a string, and the verbatim text output is for printing the result of the code, something that's displayed in the console, all right, the result of the code. So again, we have different pairs of functions for tables and plots. So in the next video, we're going to go over each of these cases. Exciting! I'll see you in the next video.